Shalom, this is Gamali out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, it's a quick lesson. It's going to be entitled, Don't Let This Truth Give You an Authority Complex. Or don't let leadership give you an authority complex. All right, and this is the definition of authority complex. All right, it says it refers to a psychological state where individuals have unusually strong desire for power and authority, often stemming from feelings of inferiority. Okay, it can also manifest as an over-reliance on authority figures and reluctance to question or challenge them. All right, and so where do I start? Hey, look, a lot of, I'll say, you have leaders, and this is not only, amongst the truth. I mean, I'm speaking in terms of the truth, but there are some people that are put in certain positions that have an authority complex. All right, superiority complex. Like, I'm above you, so I'm gonna treat you a certain type of way, belittle you, make you know that you're under me, and that's not the way to move, man. Yahawashi didn't move that way. All right, and Yahawashi was the greatest of all. All right, but he said what? He said, I came not to minister. Oh no, he said, I came not to be ministered unto, but to minister. All right, Yahawah, and we're talking about Yahawashi himself. All right, and so you have some men that you get a little position, you get a little rank, okay, and then now you want to exercise lordship. Now you want to treat the flock, like I said, you want to let it be known that they under you. You want to, everything you do, you barking down orders to younger men. You can't even have a conversation, and you mean, just to put it plainly, you mean. So this is for, if the shoe fits, wear it, You gotta just chill, Sometimes you just gotta chill. There's a way to be strict and get your point across without belittling, without, being angry and emotional. All right, because these scriptures, let me get this. I get Matthew, yeah, 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So the scriptures liken us unto babes. We're still babes. None of us are so special, and we got a little rank now. We made it, and the Lord, I'm the Lord's favorite. No, hey, there is no favoritism with the Lord. Let's see. See if I can find this one. All right, yeah, Sirach 7:4. Seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. All right. And that word preeminence basically means, superiority, So you don't want to seek of the Lord preeminence. Hey, the Lord will put you in a certain position when he sees fit. Okay? But you don't want to look for a role. Because I'll put it like this. Some men, you may, Salakia, damn it. There's some men that they you may not, in the world, you really may not have had a high rank in the world. So now you find the truth, and now you have a purpose, and now you want to, what I'm saying, now you got a rank in the truth. You never had any type of you get what I'm saying. You never had any type of importance or high role in the world. So you project that on the truth, which is like it said. It said it comes. What we read, authority complex. It says it really comes from inferiority or insecurity. So you got to check your insecurity. You got to check your insecurity. In leadership. Because that you don't want that to leak out into the body, because you'll wind up offending the little ones. The scriptures speak about that. Offend little ones. Yeah. Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So that's first of all, that's a very heavy judgment that the Lord doesn't. That's something that the Lord really does not like, offending little ones. So you have to move as if everyone is. You have to give everyone the same respect. Give younger men the same respect you'll give an elder. And now, what I mean by that is, I'm not saying you reverence. You reverence an elder and an apostle. But what I'm saying is, don't talk bad. Be delicate with brothers. Don't just be you nice to men of equal status. You nice to men of equal status or higher than you in the camp, but everybody lower than you. You know what I'm saying? You just fucking mean ass dude, and you barking down orders. Nah, man, that ain't how you move, man. That's not how you move. That's not how we operate. We deal decently and in order. And, you gotta deal respectfully, man. You gotta deal respectfully with brothers. Of course, like I said, you can be stern. You can let brothers know that they're going up. And, I'm not saying, be soft either. Because some Jake gotta get cussed the fuck out. In some cases, Jake do gotta get cussed out. But, it's all situational. It's all situational. You don't just, cuss a brother out for every little thing either. And everything is not worthy of a cuss out. So it's all situational. But all in all, you got to deal with the Lord's flock delicately. All right. You have to deal with the Lord's flock delicately. All right. Because you don't want to offend a man of the Lord. You don't want to, because you'll be guilty. You'll have a millstone. It says it would be better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck. Okay. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. Okay. Yeah, so offenses are gonna come. Things are gonna happen. Situations are gonna arise. Feathers are gonna get ruffled. But woe to the man that by whom the offense cometh. All right. Gotta be careful about offending. Gotta be careful about offending. Deal lightly. Walk on eggshells with brothers. And if you're right, if what you're saying is right and it comes out wrong, and it comes out harsh, then yeah, but it's a balance. It's a balance because, like I said, you don't get on a brother for every little thing. Oh yeah, look, man, we're not fucking military sergeants. We get in your face and yell at the top of our lungs and spit in your face. Spitting in your face and barking down orders. And hey, you missed a spot over here. Get over here. Come clean this up. We ain't talking to men like children. These are grown men. We ain't talking to no men like children. So if you're doing that, you need to check yourself, man. We ain't talking to men that's under you. That is a sign that you have an authority complex. And that's really the point that I'm making here. If you're talking to men like they're children and, you always got something negative to say about a brother and what he's doing, you need to check yourself. You need to check yourself. Because, hey, where's mercy? And also, hey, the Lord said, he that is, let's see. John 8:7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. There's another one that says, rather cast the mote that is in your own eye. So you always looking at somebody else and what they doing, but really you should be focused on, you should really mainly be focused on making sure you got all your shit in order. It's okay to look out. It's okay to, get on brothers, but ultimately you got to make sure you on point. Our main focus should really be on ourselves, making sure that we going to be counted worthy, giving diligence to making sure that we are counted worthy. So you really shouldn't even have time to be looking at a brother under the microscope. The next brother, hey, what's he doing? Why he ain't do this? Why he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Hey, well, if you notice it, yeah, bring it out. I'm not saying, just ignore things. But look, man, focus on yourself. Like Jake say, focus on yourself, King. You got Israelites in this truth that's all they have. They don't have hobbies. They don't have, a woman, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with not having a woman. That's a beautiful thing. But you should have things outside of this truth, that you're into. Like Apostle R said, you should know a little bit about everything. Get into different things. We're not just, no monks where we just sit there and just meditate in the scriptures all day. And all you think about is, look, man, get a life. Get a life, man. That way you won't be so focused on the next man and what he's doing and not doing. You focused on what somebody else doing and not doing instead of your own. That's why I said cast the mote that's out of, cast the mote out of your own eye. So I'll close up on this. Let me see. I think it's Matthew. Yep. This is Luke 22 and 26. But ye shall not be so, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doeth serve. Okay? So serving, being humble, humility. Yes, we are leaders. But you don't take that leadership to just think you're the shit. And everyone under you ain't shit. No, man, that's an authority. That's not the way we move. It's not the way you should move. All right. We don't talk to brothers, just like everything. You just a big asshole to a brother that's under you. No, you be a servant, man. You uplift that brother. If he fall, you pick him up. Hey, or if he fucks up, you give him counsel. Hey, bro, I don't think you should do that. Don't do that because whatever. If it becomes a pattern, then the second time around, you get on him a little bit harder. Hey, bro, I already told you this one time. Like, you still doing it, man. You showing a pattern. After the third, fourth time, if the brother's still doing it, then hey, look, man, just sit back and let the Spirit work it out. Or you bring it up top, bring it to the attention of the superiors in the camp. Hey, this brother still doing this. I told him a few times already. He's still doing it. So I just want to report it to you so you can keep an eye out. And then guess what? It'll get dealt with through the Spirit if that brother continues to do it. That's how you do that. All right. Not just straight up cuss the brother out. Over a small thing. And now you've offended them and whatnot and, all this stuff. So, this stuff happens. This is sometimes necessary to speak on in camps because you have some men that get in these positions and, they don't know how to deal. They don't know how to deal with the younger men. Got to be delicate with these men. These are potential men of the Lord. These are men of the Lord. These are the hopeful elect we're dealing with. And you treating him, you talking to him like a nigga on the street. So that's it. I just wanted to go in on that. Lord will leave you edified. Ending off by giving all praise and honor and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, 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 double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.